Ring Rats Boxing Highs. I'm with the Bosch Minister, Mr. Big John himself, fresh off the Brits Awards. We're at this humble abode now for your son's rematch against Dave Allen. But yeah, John, let's talk about life. How's everything going?
Yeah, good. Busy, doing a lot of travelling, which is good because as I just said to someone there, never got the chance to travel the world much when I was a young man or growing up with a family. It was always holidays in England, which are great. Devon and Cornwall we love. But thankfully at this late stage in my life now, I'm getting to see parts of the world I wouldn't normally get to see and meet a lot of people. There's a lot of good people out there. So that's what I thrive on. I love talking to people and meeting people. So, you know, it's a long way to continue.
It seems to be a two-way thing that people seem to love you and you seem to go from strength to strength. You've got fans everywhere.
Listen, I don't like to call them fans because I'm not done anything. I'm not a sportsman. I'm not a singer or anything like that. But you know, I've got a few followers, and it's always good to meet people. And I still find it amazing that people want to see me and have a photo. But long may it continue, as I've said.
I've had the pleasure of knowing you, your son, and the family from the beginning of this journey. How much would you say now your own stardom has taken its own course, whilst alongside Johnny's boxing career, but now in its own right?
Again, I don't like the word stardom, but I know what you're talking about. But because when Johnny was a boxer, he was had a lot more on social media than me. I've got sort of caught up and took over, but it's because it's a different demographic. You know, I appeal to a lot more people don't really follow boxing, so it is in my own right now. But it helps Johnny and he helps me. You know, he's the one that originally helped me, you know, get a bit of a following on Instagram and TikTok. And so now hopefully I can help him as well. It works hand in glove because a lot of people, they'll see me, then they'll notice, oh, well, it's Johnny Fisher. A lot of people still come up to go, I didn't know you was Johnny Fisher's dad, and vice versa. So it's good. As long as we both on the journey, as long as we both enjoying the journey, and we're doing it all together as a family, which is the most important thing.
Yeah, it's no secret. You are a very tight-knit clan, and everything is as a team.
Yeah,
your other sons, your daughter, your wife,
yeah.
Everyone supports Johnny. He's going to need it. This is a big rematch. It was a very tough, competitive fight out there in Riyadh.
Yeah.
He come through, a lot of checks, a chin check.
Yeah.
How do you feel as his father, as the person who's been there with him through this whole journey, watching him go into this, probably the biggest fight of his career?
Listen, he's been through it. He's come through it, and he come through it with an injury that hopefully is like a 1 in a million injury. So, and he come through it with that. He prevailed. Dave's a tough man. We know that. It's a tough fight, and no one's ever seen the Dave Allen that we saw. You know, with the way he's prepared and everything, and he'll do exactly the same again. But I have noticed Johnny's been back training, sparring. I think he's already learned a lot from that fight. Boxing's all about experience. You can't buy experience, you have to earn it. That's right. And he's learned a lot on that fight, you know. And I think we're going to see a better Johnny Fisher because of it.
Talking of experience, he's not hid his admiration for Dave. Their careers are similar in some senses than they're men of the people. Dave's got a much bigger amateur background, obviously, but Johnny said that he felt he might have got lulled into a bit of like friendly security before the last fight. Yeah. Can you speak to that, John?
Listen, as we said, nothing bad to say about Dave. He's a good man, he's a family man, he does what he's got to do for his family. His coaching team is exactly the same, but I do think it was too friendly. You know, it was like there was a couple of mates going in there and doing it, and Johnny don't thrive on that. You know, my wife used to say to him, he's a bit too friendly, but you think, listen, I'm not going to say you're going to slag Dave Allen off. No. That's not how Johnny operates, and you'd never want to be part of anything like that. But he needs that fire in his belly. He had that fire in his belly for the Babbage fight. Not because of Allen, because he's mates with Allen, but because of what Allen's team was saying. And I think he's got that fire in his belly now. With all the criticism, you know, all the morons that come out. It's a tough fight. It was a close fight. If you give it a draw, 1 round to Dave, 1 round to Johnny, no one can argue either way. But all the histrionics, he says it don't bother him. It don't bother him. He don't even delete or block people on Instagram that have a go at him on his own posts. But I know it's burning an ember inside him. And that's what we need to see, and I'm glad it is, to be honest.
That is what we need to see. I mean, there's no experience like the real thing itself, and a lot of people would have suspected Dave was coming off the couch. We now know that's not the case, and we now know that he's a wily old fox, and he's back in the game.
Dave knows what he's doing. He plays a good game, you know, on his YouTube channel. He plays the victim. He knows what he's doing. He's a clever man, and fair play to him because he's doing what he's got to do to put food on the table for his family. and I'll never stop anyone doing that. But we've seen past that now. I think we all have. We're on a group chat with about 200 people, and before the fight last time, oh, Dave's a good bloke. Dave's a good bloke. Now they all say he's not. He knows what he's doing. He's like a wily fox, what you just said. So Johnny's not going to fall for it twice. I'm not saying that Dave don't like Johnny. I'm not saying that at all, but he knows what he's doing.
It's competition. Listen, the 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗓 is going to be, the roof's going to be jumping that night.
I've my phone, I've never had anything like it. I must have 1,000 messages on Instagram alone. I don't really know what's happening with the tickets yet. I think they're going to be on a general sale, and I'm going to have about 400 or 500 normal tickets and about 200-300 VIPs for the people that have been to every one of Johnny's fights. You know, I'll look back, only people that have been to all his fights can buy through me, on most of his fights. So that way we know that all the family, friends will be in one section together in a copper box, but the rest of the people just get on the link and buy through there. But still got to wait and find out.
John, little bit of a nerdy inquiry. Can you clear up the confusion or the interest in what you were trying to do with chartering a plane for Riyadh and the difficulties in trying to do something logistical like that?
We tried to. We got a couple of people on it to get a plane. Cause we took there's about 100 of us went out to Riyadh, which was no mean feat 2 days before Christmas.
Yeah.
But yeah, people try and charter planes, and when you do it, you have to guarantee that you can fill it.
Yeah.
And it's just too much of a risk.
Yeah.
You know, before Christmas.
Yeah.
And everyone got out there, no problem. As I say, hospitality in Saudi was really good. People there looked after you, but it's not the same fighting there. Nowhere near the same. And hopefully Johnny gets to fight there back there one day, because it means he's in a big fight. But you much prefer fighting, as Johnny said, in front of the British boxing fans, and even fans that come from Europe to watch Johnny. There's nothing like an atmosphere at a boxing match, you know, and Riyadh's done a lot of great things for boxing, Turkey himself, but you need the fans there to make it truly, truly special.
Yeah, it's a growing phenomenon. It's not the finished product yet. It's getting there, and it's. I was at the 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 2 weeks ago. It was unreal.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's not. It's different. It's gonna take some time, and it's cultivated.
But when you're a boxer used to fighting in front of fans, and you're used to the atmosphere, it's totally different. And as you say, it's going to take its time to get there. But hopefully, Riyadh 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 can do more shows around Europe. You know, so fill out the Wembley stadiums, fill out the O2s,
Australia,
fill up Manchester, Australia,
America.
You know, America. You know, Vegas. When Johnny boxed in Vegas, even though there wasn't a lot of people in the arena, there's nothing like fighting in Vegas. You know, it's crazy. So that was brilliant. Listen, Saudi was brilliant in its own right. You're fighting on 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 undercard. What an honour that is, you know, to be mentioned on the same breath as them two greats.
And one of the fights of the night.
Oh, and it was a good fight. That's what I say. At the end of the day, Johnny versus Dave Allen 1 was a great fight.
Yeah.
And number 2 would probably be even better.
John, it wouldn't be right for me to not mention the Chinese quickly. Hold
on a minute, we've got a lodger here. What are you doing, mate? You should be back in the cab. Yeah, he's a good man. Lelo's a good man. He's a good friend.
John, I was fortunate enough to be there on the kind of the trial run when we did the televised Chinese at the Blue Orchid in Romford. You were kind enough to treat me to that. You're notorious now. Can we just once for the fans reel off that infamous order?
I've done this too many times.
Come on, John.
Right, I'll give him my Brits order, right? See if I can remember it. Special fried rice, shredded chicken chow mein, sweet and sour chicken balls, sweet and sour prawn balls, sweet and sour chicken Hong Kong style, sweet and sour pork Hong Kong style, salt and chilli king prawn, kung po prawn, salt and chilli chicken, barbecue pork spare ribs, chips, prawn crackers, curry sauce, and as I said, Charlotte, don't forget the spring rolls.
Nice one, John. Thanks for talking to Boxing Eyes.
Always good to speak to you, my friend. Thank you very much.